I had a former city council member who was my history teacher, and I had a former mayor, a city council member, who was my director, my athletic director.
And these were all white.
These are all white. So I walked into the classroom at the high school of the teacher who was a former board member, and we started in a conversation about the schools and the conditions the schools are in. I said, these schools are horrible. How do you all let these kids come to schools under this condition? They are dirty. They are filthy. The kids do not have adequate supplies. Their books are horrible. The teachers are not teaching. Your SOL scores are the lowest in the state. You are not accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. And he took the SOL books and threw them over across the room in my face and said, and this shall pass like you will pass. Well, that made me even tougher. I'm calling my mom to get some more advice. And, well, she was a good old soul. She helped me to 2005. That's when she died. But she helped me turn that system around. And I would cry. I would never let my husband know what was going on. And one day my husband was teaching at River Oaks Elementary School, because that's where he worked here in Prince William County. And when he walked in, he heard the teachers talking about me, because his good friend was the athletic director at Quantico School. And the wife taught at River Oaks. And she was in there telling them all this stuff that was in the newspaper about me, and about how the people hated me, and how I was going to lose my job, and all of the racial remarks, because everything's in the newspaper. She had the newspaper in there, and that's when my husband saw it. He was ready to kill me, but that's okay. So then my husband said, what is going on in your school division? And I told him what I had encountered, some of the things. I didn't tell him everything. So he said, well, what are you going to do? I said, have you ever known me to run? I said, I'm going to clean it up. I'm going to hire good teachers. I'm going to train good teachers. I'm going to train those administrators. Those people had never had a summer retreat. We started off in 2001 after I got to know who the people were, who didn't like me, who liked me, and who wished I had never come. And so first of all, I got my team behind me. My administrative team had to believe in me. And so once I turned them around and they saw where I was going, they had my support. And I had their support. And so it was very interesting. It was hard. Some of the names I've been called, spray painted my car. So a couple of times I was even afraid to come out of the condo. I would have to call the lady who was a supervisor of the condo to tell her that, you know, I'm afraid to go to work because of threats that I've gotten. I would get telephone calls that were threats. I would let the board know. So the board put some protection around me. And the board loved everything that I did. When I went into that school system, when I started off, and because it is a small school system, and it was a resort, and it's lovely, they didn't have money. I brought in over $10 million a year just in grants. Writing grants to get money to hire the best of the teachers, writing grants to get grants to bring new programs in. Colonial Beach was the lead in the Northern Neck in technology. You had Westmoreland, King George, all those other areas. They hadn't done anything. We set the stage. I hired the kind of technology gurus who knew the stuff. And so we just progressed. I got the schools accredited. Not only by the State Department, I got the schools accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. My kids, I got them knew everything. Our sports program was fantastic. I had nothing to do with that. That sports program was good when I went there because that's what they believed in. Mm-hmm. They didn't believe in education. They believed in sports. And I was not going to be a part of educating these kids. And when they graduate from high school, they can't go to college. Mm-hmm. So I put a whole new academic program in for these kids that they were using, becoming champions in basketball and not champions in their academic career. Mm-hmm. So that was just the beginning. The athletic director fought me all the way. I put him on an action plan. That was good. And he didn't go off the action plan until I left. And when he went off the action plan, when he knew that I was leaving, he decided he was going to retire and run for the school board. Well, I was leaving in 2008 anyway, so it didn't make any difference. He's still on the school board. But then I had a principal, my high school principal. My technology supervisor came to me and said, Dr. Howard, I want to